Now to another pretty creepy case. It involves footage recorded by Alexis, who has started capturing bizarre occurrences outside his residence. Right in the dead of night, around 3 a.m., he gets woken up by a noise, as if someone is tapping on the window. And then the front door. All of this would get captured on camera. Watch what's coming. Just as you probably thought, Alexis shouldn't have opened that door. He was clearly facing the entity knocking at the door and would have to deal with the consequences this would bring. This is what would happen a couple of weeks later.
¿Me escuchan? ¿Qué quieres? Déjame en paz, aquí vivo yo. Si esto siempre lo dejamos apagar. Apagado.
Something had already entered his residence, and this time started making it known that it was close. These types of entities tend to take control of children's toys and make them work despite having no batteries, just to feed off the fear of people. It was a fact, something was inside, and every night seemed to grow stronger, as if simply being watched fed its hunger, but it was never enough. This is something he had to deal with each night when trying to go to sleep in his bedroom. The fear was unbearable, and the mistake would have been opening that door, because this started triggering a series of disturbing events that kept getting more intense. But that wasn't everything. There were even times when, in the dead of night, the following would happen.
Esta es la segunda vez que hace que me levante a cerrar la regadera.
This time, once again, that thing was manifesting by tapping the window over and over. The worst part is that at this moment, he would manage to capture something disturbing that we'll see after this recording. Once more, he unconsciously gave way to whatever was out there by opening the door for it. This event happened a couple of times that same early morning, and it was here where, out of curiosity to see what it was, that after moving the curtain, he encountered this strange scene that was beyond disturbing. An elderly woman was standing outside his house, staring intently toward the window. Alexis didn't recognize this person at all. She wasn't any neighbor he knew, nor was she anyone he had seen before, and naturally she seemed quite suspicious. Some believe this is precisely the face of whoever is causing all these strange events at the house, and that it could be a person performing dark rituals, or worse, an imposter entity disguising itself as an elderly woman, or something far worse. Alexis decided to stay inside his house, but the following night, what you're about to see happened. What is lurking around Alexis's house? Do you think that elderly woman is responsible for what's happening? The truth is, Alexis should never have opened that door. The curious part of the situation is that now, night after night, Alexis gets visited by a cat that watches him through his window. Pretty freaky. The following video comes from Japan. It features a few paranormal investigators walking through a thick forest with an old abandoned cabin. The investigators are seen peeking through the windows and around the side of the house. Nothing strange really. But after getting home and checking the footage, they thought to have noticed something. They slowed the footage down and noticed something truly terrifying. Something appears to be peeking out of this old hut. Is it a woman? A homeless person, perhaps? The uploader states that he, however, thinks that we are seeing a spirit here. Do you think that could be so? Unsettling. This video stems from South America and was uploaded by a concerned person. Apparently, paranormal events are nothing too unusual in this area. But what happened today was new. The person recording noticed the rocking chair in front of their home starting to move. But then there was something more unsettling that was visible in the reflection of the television. They believe that a shadow being from another dimension could have been responsible for this. Is this possible? Are we seeing a shape-shifting manifestation of something that doesn't stem from our world? Who can say?
Great police officers have a mystery on their hands this Halloween. They have released this vision of a ghostly figure.
Law enforcement in Western Australia released strange security camera recordings from a storage facility in Bellevue following the unexplained disappearance of equipment and various objects.
Multiple tools stolen from the property. The suspect.
The clip shows a mysterious shape wrapped in a blue tarp.
Ghostly figure skulking around a Bellevue warehouse covered in a blue tarp. Lucky for this intruder.
The would-be thief can be spotted taking items before fading away into the darkness.
Public cell with multiple tools.
It is unknown if we are looking at a paranormal event here or what exactly had happened. Was it just a person under a tarp, or did something paranormal unfold?
Police now calling on the public cell with multiple tools stolen from the property. The suspect vanishing into thin air.
This recording was taken on a highway. A motorcyclist states that he was heading back home and decided to take a toll road to get there a bit faster, but something quite curious caught his attention on the way home. It was around 10:51 p.m. and the area seemed completely deserted. After about 30 minutes of riding, he notices something quite strange in the distance, something that sent chills down his spine. A mysterious woman is seen walking on the right side of that highway. It is uncertain where she was heading. The driver also states that it was quite eerie how she was moving her arms. Apparently, he felt a chill when passing her by and decided to get out of there as fast as he could. Many people who watched this recording commented that it could possibly be the spirit of someone who may have lost their life in this place, or perhaps a person with a mental illness, because who in their right mind would be walking on a road like that, completely alone? Certainly strange. The next video was forwarded by Mania Trent, and it is said that in the following clip, a security camera in the Broadway Palace apartment complex in Los Angeles might have caught an actual ghost. User Pooperness has shared the following video. Apparently the user, who works as a security officer, noticed something really strange on one of the lower security cameras. In his own words, he tries to explain what he saw that night. I recorded this from the CCTV at my job, and they fired me for it. I usually don't believe in ghosts, but this video is creepy. I recorded it around midnight on March 12th. It does look a bit strange, doesn't it? Of course you never know if it wasn't an insect or something, but many people commented on the fact that this ghost boy, or whatever it was, seemed to be walking towards the corner and then just vanished, which is really strange, wouldn't you agree? Are we looking at a paranormal incident here, or what was going on that night? We're inside the residence where the youngest member would reveal a drawing to her brother named Ahmad, which would surprise him when he saw what she had sketched. Take a look at that unsettling drawing.
What do you want to show me?
My picture I drew.
Your picture you drew.
That's Daddy, that's Mummy, and that's me.
And what's that?
That's Steve.
Steve.
Yeah, Steve.
Who's Steve?
My friend.
Your imaginary friend.
My best friend.
Your best friend Steve. You've got a best friend that looks like this.
It's my best friend Steve.
Okay. I'm leaving the house.
In a bizarre way, Ahmad would be left totally puzzled. His sister had sketched a chilling imaginary companion that, in fact, among viewers, people started posting images of how this thing might appear in reality. But the most bewildering part was still to come. The situation twisted even further when Ahmad tried to figure out how genuine this was.
Mama said you got 2 imaginary friends.
No, I've got 2 best friends.
You've got 2 best friends.
Yeah, 2. Do you want me to show you in a picture?
Who's that?
That's Steve.
Yeah.
That's Margaret.
And who's that?
That's you.
That's me.
Yeah.
No, but you spelt my name wrong.
Yeah, but that's you.
That's me.
Yeah, with your mustache and your eyebrows.
My eyebrows.
Yeah.
My eyebrows look like that.
Yeah, your bushy eyebrows.
Wait, so why have you drawn this for?
Because Steve doesn't like you.
Steve doesn't like me.
Yeah, but Margaret likes you.
Margaret likes me.
Look, she's holding your hand.
She's holding my hand. She's eating me. Are you sure Margaret likes me?
Yeah, she's holding your hand.
Do I need to be worried?
No.
No. So this is not a joke. I have left the house. If you want an Steve part 4, I'll be honest, I'm not giving that update. Because now I'm unliked by Steve, whoever this person is.
Amma chose to stop asking about her imaginary friends, and that's because his nights started becoming literal nightmares, with memories and visions of those imaginary friends that were staring at him closely, to the point where he even thought it wasn't a dream, and it was all happening in real life. Certainly a pretty terrifying case. And it is not known if these things were all just happening in his head, or if there is more to these creepy companions.
So why have you drawn this for?
Because Steve doesn't.
The following video is going to take us on a spine-chilling adventure with Caden and his friends as they set out on a camping trip in the eerie woods of Arizona. Now, normally Caden's vlogs are all about everyday life, but this time they stumble upon something truly bizarre. Let's dive into the mystery. Caden and his friends had just arrived at their campsite when they heard an unsettling noise in the distance. What could it be? Well, they decided to whip out their camera to capture the moment.
That was a child screaming.
Joe, listen.
Or like a woman or something. That was a female screaming. Phil. Please, please, please. No. Oh my God, Phil! It sounds like somebody's being.
What they recorded was absolutely hair-raising, a chilling scream that sent shivers down their spines.
Please. No.
Was it a woman's voice or something else entirely? The internet had mixed opinions, ranging from it being a mountain lion to a skinwalker. But the mystery didn't end there. In the second part, things got even stranger.
Oh my God, Phil! It sounds like somebody's.
How's that person that? It's personally.
Phil, that sounds like some scary movie in the middle of
Dude, I have
nowhere.
the biggest revolver ever, dude.
Dude, we're in the middle of nowhere. Dude, that sounds like some horror. Dude. What happened to the other steel target?
There's 2.
There's one right there on the ground. On the ground.
What? That right there.
What the is that?
Dude, that's not.
No. Please tell me you guys are with me. Oh! No!
As they approached the source of the eerie screams, something unexpected happened. A keen-eyed subscriber spotted a chilling detail. When the video was brightened, a humanoid figure seemed to be lurking behind one of the trees. So they were not alone. Some speculated it could have been a barn owl, while others believe it might be an unknown creature, a cryptid perhaps. Now, putting all these eerie elements together, it's hard to ignore that something sinister is afoot. The following videos were recorded by a user named DJ Kuna. On his account, he oftentimes shares comedic skits and stories. He also goes into personal anecdotes that he shares with the world. And it wouldn't appear that Kuna is doing these videos for any kind of recognition, or fame for that matter. In his latest videos, he shares renovation projects which he currently is working on. He gets hired for all kinds of jobs that revolve around fixing houses and such. On one of his latest gigs, he noticed that something was not quite right. He was renovating the house of a family in the US, and after a couple of days at the job, he had to document the events. He didn't tell anybody about it until he finally had proof that he could share. So, let's hear what he had to tell us.
Pues siempre pasa cuando estoy aquí solo, estoy solo en esta casa, completamente solo. Siempre que estoy solo, hay algo raro en este pasillo. Yo no lo entiendo, se lo he dicho a muchas personas y no lo entiendo y decidí grabar un TikTok. Cuando yo trabajo en esta área de acá, siempre que trabajo se escuchan pasos. Entonces, cuando me meto acá, se escucha que alguien camina arriba. Y está pasando aquí arribita. Está pasando arribita. Y no hay nada.
Isn't that really strange? This video got lots of attention. So in a follow-up, he shows his viewers some of the hidden rooms upstairs. Rooms that were hidden away, and which he finds unusual.
Acá hay una puerta que lleva... Uy, güey, no abre. Ahí está. A una máquina, un calentón. Y aquí hay otra puerta chiquitita que da a un ático escondido. Sigo grabando para que vea la gente. Este es como que un cuarto escondido. No hay nada acá. No hay nada. Y acá hay un pasillo.
So, in the end, what do you think happened here? Is this house haunted?
Y está pasando aquí arribita. Está pasando arribita. Y no hay nada.
Another mysterious encounter in my book. The next clip comes to us via our paranormal world and is a case of a potential family member paying a visit from beyond the grave. In 2019, Norma Villa's mother Teresa was unfortunately suffering from terminal cancer and was living with her daughter. After living with her daughter for a couple of months, they were reaching a point when it was possible Teresa would have to go to a hospice, since her care was becoming too complicated for her daughter to complete at home. These conversations are of course not fun for anyone, and at some point Norma decided to take a few moments alone to think and started speaking to her father, Leandro, who passed away 10 years prior. Norma spoke to her late father for a while, trying to seek some wisdom and comfort about the future of her mother, when she got a motion alert on her phone that something was moving on the front porch. She could never anticipate what she saw next. Her father's old porch swing, where he always used to go smoke his cigarettes, was swaying on its own. Suddenly, a white ghostly figure appears and seems to take the shape of a man sitting on the swing before quickly disappearing. Norma showed her mother, and they both agreed this could definitely be the spirit of Norma's father and Teresa's husband, Leandro. Norma states that this paranormal sighting actually gave the pair a lot of comfort in this dark time. Unfortunately, Teresa did pass away in early 2020. However, Norma believes her parents are always watching over her. As most of you know, a few weeks ago I started looking at the case of MacLeod, who shares her encounters with a terrifying shadow apparition on her Reddit profile. She has placed several cameras in her apartment to capture all of this activity, which unfolds mostly while she is asleep. Tonight she believes to have captured a shadow moving out of a chair. Take a look. Raimi states that it's not a reflection from the other side of the room, and since she was alone and sleeping, was it the same apparition that she had captured weeks prior? Let me know. Kevin the Custodian Ghost Hunter posts very interesting ghost investigations on his channel. Today we want to check out one of his trips. He and his daughter went to the supposedly haunted Devil Tramping Ground in North Carolina. He had visited this area before, and he states that it looked way more cleared out than the first time when he was there. They noticed that several items have been left by what appears to be other people.
This is the Devil's Tramping Ground.
But nobody seemed around at that time. However, for some reason, a really strange figure appears behind his daughter in the woods.
I got my ghost hunting gear ready to go, charged up. Maybe ever who was here before had to get out here in a hurry.
Hey, got a lot of beef here.
It looks bluish and is not easy to make out. Many people are certain that this is in fact a real ghost. Both of them didn't notice that apparition at the time and continue to scout out the perimeter. How curious. Moving on to another quite chilling incident, which was posted by a security worker on duty at a medical facility. During this shift, he observed a wheelchair moving forward as if pushed by something unseen, which was certainly quite unsettling. Even the surveillance cameras was able to capture this strange occurrence. The worker is convinced it wasn't caused by any wind, and that something different must have been happening. Perhaps a deceased patient who used to move around in that wheelchair during the evening. Nobody knows for sure. Featuring a man recounting his experience of being haunted, and things quickly take a strange turn.
You know, it's normal house noises. And then a couple voices I've heard. kind of freaking me out, though, you know? But it's gone.
At first glance, there doesn't seem to be anything unusual. The man is simply sharing his story. If we zoom in on a skeleton figure in the background, its head inexplicably tilts to the left, despite no one else being in the room. This eerie moment occurs just a minute into a 20-minute video, and the unsettling events only escalate from there. Suddenly, the door swings open on its own, adding to the creeping tension. As if that wasn't unnerving enough, the door then closes by itself as well. The man insists that he was alone in the house during this time, making the situation even more puzzling. Could it have been a strong breeze? Or perhaps something beyond the grasp of human perception? Many lean toward the latter explanation.
I felt something. Keep hearing. Why is it? This fucking closet door. Hey! Hey, stop!
He approached the closet to close it, understandably perplexed by what had just happened. But as he did so, he suddenly heard the sound of footsteps creeping toward the room he had just left. Given that his wife was home at the time, he initially thought it might have been her walking upstairs, and perhaps he had simply misinterpreted the noise. However, later that day, his wife came downstairs, mentioning that she had been napping during that time. If she was truly asleep, then no one should have been making those footsteps. Chilling indeed.